how we will be meeting expectations of the Chinese entrepreneurs, Chinese industrialists, because ultimately they will be hiring Pakistani youth.
Why they will hire us?
Who, according to you, has been more committed to higher education, and whether do you think that this higher education has been the priority of any political party in Pakistan?
But in reality, I think we should be taking more steps rather than just talking about education.
Practical steps.
Practical step, basically. More than 70 universities are without permanent vice chancellor.
70 universities.
70.
70.
Yeah. The key challenges in Pakistan, especially in education sector, I think you will be expecting that I will say money. So I will not say money at the moment. There are bigger challenges also. We have the biggest challenge is the quality and governance at our universities.
Quality and governance.
A nation who is spending less than 2% of GDP on a total education, what are you expecting from that youth basically? यार उस्तादों उस्तादियाँ छोड़ो अपना काम करो.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Hello and welcome to program Insight in V News English Pakistan. Education is one of the most important component of human development. And what should be the priorities of every successive government in Pakistan as far as education is concerned, health is concerned, because these both components are vital for human development, for socio-economic development of the country. Currently, we are listening tight budgetary situation in Pakistan. Keeping in view tight economic and budgetary situation, what is the future of higher education in Pakistan, which is imperative for countries' economic development, socio-economic development, human development? And along with this, what is the concept? What is the future planning, strategic planning? What is the future roadmap of higher education? We have renowned educationist and chairman of Higher Education Commission, Dr. Mukhtar Ahmed Saab, in our studios. Dr. Mukhtar Ahmed Saab, very warm welcome to program Perspective.
Thank you.
So please share first, we will not be asking you typical questions, futuristic question. Please first tell us what are the key issues of higher education in Pakistan, which are being faced now, and how to overcome this.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Thank you very much. Thank you, your TV channel, Mateen Bhai, and you are giving me this opportunity. The key challenges in Pakistan, especially in education sector, and if you are asking particularly higher education.
Higher education particularly.
I think you will be expecting that I will say money. So I will not say money at the moment. There are bigger challenges also. We have the biggest challenge is the quality and governance at our universities.
Quality and governance.
In the university system. And of course, on top of that, this financial crisis due to last so many years, difficult time Pakistan government is facing. So this is a third major important challenge we are facing today. So this is the ground reality, and you started with a very good intro basically. There is no doubt that without education, no country can progress, no country can prosper. There is a direct correlation between prosperity, between the increased GDP and the investment in education sector, and particularly in higher education sector.
You previously also headed Higher Education Commission for 4 years. Then, because of your competence and experience, you were selected. Tell us, you have been interacting with so many governments, with so many ministers. So, who, according to you, has been more committed to higher education, and whether do you think that this higher education has been the priority of any political party in Pakistan?
Okay, let me blunt basically.
Yes.
Basically, I'll just generally talk about education as a whole, basically, holistically. I think we do talk about education a lot during TV shows and everywhere.
Exactly.
But in reality, I think we should be taking more steps rather than just talking about education.
Practical steps.
Practical step, basically. A nation who is spending less than 2% of GDP on a total education, what are you expecting from that youth, basically? That is the big challenge we are facing. Every government, I will not isolate
Pinpoint.
one government. Pinpoint which government did well, it is also linked with so many factors, basically. In Pakistan, unfortunately, we have been facing so many issues. especially because HEC was created in 2002, basically.
True.
So after that, so many good time came. So we got very good resources. There was difficult time where we got difficult kind of time and less resources. Then again, good time came. We got better resources. Then there was challenges. Unfortunately, whenever there is challenge, the first line item which are supposed to be giving the sacrifice is the health and education. That should be other way around. I think if you look at the nations who are progressing, they fix the priority, they give priority to education and health. And that is their lifeline, they call it, basically. Whatever happened, they don't touch that.
Nations are known for these two things.
Exactly. So we are not learning lesson from whatever rest of the world is doing, basically. So whenever there is cut, like other sector, education is also being, whatever limited amount they have allocated, they cut them. I was just watching on social media, there was a person who was narrating, some Indian guy, I believe, about the Second World War in UK, in British era, basically, that because it was a difficult time, the government decided to cut the budget across the board. And in every sector, they cut the budget except education and health.
Except education. During the war.
During the war. And all those different politicians, because they are also having opposition, they speak well, basically they are outspoken. And they started shouting that why education is exception. And he was mentioning at that time the leadership of that British era. He said, if some road is damaged, if a building is damaged, we can rebuild it. But if a nation is left without education, it is irreversible damage we will be causing for our nation.
It's a great
So
quotation.
we cannot leave people uneducated. And they said always, if you are thinking it is a heavy investment or heavy expenditure, try illiterate people in your society and you will see the result. So that is the point.
That is the priorities. You talked about cut in higher education recently, and then that was reversed. So question is, of course, related to that thing. Is it more important to spend on development and non-development expenditure than spending on higher education? As you mentioned, it is one of the strong pillar of the nation. If there will be good human resource, educated, technically educated, skilled, that will be contributing to the socio-economic and infrastructure development of the country, because we will be producing brains.
The issue is basically, no doubt that everything is important.
Everything is
important, but you need to
how to do justice.
You have to do the priority.
Priorities.
And before starting your interview, we were talking with one of your colleagues, Dr. Saab. He gave one very good tip, basically, that this is your security highest line, because nowadays are days to come. It will be technology. It is not going to be the war you will be doing with those bullets and those tanks and other things. Rather, it will be a kind of academic war, basically, technology war, basically. And the more strategic thing, and the more strategically strong youth you have, the more you have invested in technology and education in your country, the more security you can have, rather than just investing on other thing, basically. It is a priority. Of course, roads are important. Of course, without development, you cannot progress,
that is also
basically.
Important.
But you need to, I always say that we need to declare a few areas as emergency for Pakistan. Of course, recently Prime Minister Sahib has already declared
education
emergency. So these are the critical areas like health, education, national security, food security. And of course, these are 4 or 5 areas where we should not compromise anything.
Climate security.
Of course. And so I think government need to decide budget for at least give 3-year budget for these 4 or 5 areas. And rest.
Without any cuts.
And whatever happen, the government should be no cut. Parliament should decide there will be no cut on these 3-4 areas, which are strategically very important. Of course, will something good happen, extra amount you're getting, give extra to these people so that they should plan well. They should go with a strategic way of achieving those goals, because nowadays you are not aware that what will happen tomorrow.
Exactly.
We get, especially in recent couple of years, those 4 or 5 years when we have the financial crisis in Pakistan. So whatever allocation is done, even we don't get that amount complete, especially development and all those projects. So that is a scary part, because then you cannot plan well. You just have to wait and see which is the priority area and everything. Let's complete it and then wait for next thing. So that make us a little worried and a little kind of problematic issue, basically.
So, Dr. Saf, you rightly pointed out that there shouldn't be any cut in higher education.
There shouldn't be any cut for education.
Education, exactly.
Holistically, education.
Holistically. Recently, Prime Minister undertook a visit to the People's Republic of China. At the end of the visit, there was a joint communique in which there was a mention of education corridor as a part of 8 corridors. So if we are not spending on higher education, if we are not spending on quality educated human resource, then as a part of this second part of the CPEC, how we will be meeting expectations of the Chinese entrepreneurs, Chinese industrialists, because ultimately they will be hiring Pakistani youth.
Why they will hire us?
Because
they have enough human resource there.
In Pakistan?
No, in China even.
Even in China?
Even also.
They will bring human resource from?
Yeah, they are smart people. They will bring it here. If we will not do whatever you said, basically.
Exactly.
That is important. So we have to learn from China, even if we are not learning from other countries. When they decided they have to move in that direction. So it doesn't matter government change, whichever government is there, whoever is in the parliament, whoever is in the decision making, they stick with that plan. I think we need to follow that. And investing education is very crucial.
True.
And rest of the world is aware of these things, and they are trying to help us in this area also. But we can't get help unless we do our own help, basically. If we are willing to do help to ourselves, that is the way forward.
Doctor, recently there have been a new thing in government has introduced to hire foreign educated and experienced consultant. Why this stage has come that we need to get the services of foreign consultants to be deputed and posted in different ministries? Are we short of the Pakistani skilled, educated experts, consultants? We do have. There have been many credible institutions in Pakistan from where one of the finest.
I think that need a different sitting for a new debate. Basically, we have to do.
But
what is wrong with Pakistan? Basically, what is wrong with us? Basically,
I think this concept of foreign consultants.
No, basically, this is our fault at our institution.
It is our fault.
My fault as a teacher. My fault as a researcher. This means that government is not kind of satisfied with the commitment or with the dedication we are delivering in Pakistan. So they think they will just keep us roaming around. So better we should bring some expert person from abroad and they will deliver it. Which actually it is, again, they don't deliver it, because I always say that if you are driving a good car in a limousine in Washington or New York, and you bring him in Pakistan and give him F-16, and what he will do in Pakistan. So basically, that is another story. Another debate we can talk. But of course, good people, wherever you find good human resource, wherever you find expertise, bring them. This is good, like how US has progress. It is not the US people who are doing work. It is the foreign expatriate, like Pakistan,
who
from
came
China,
to the US
India,
and then
they bring the diverse human resource with diverse skill set, and they want to utilize their capabilities in their development of their country.
True.
And there is no harm if we will do it, provided if we are really serious and we want where we have to go, basically.
Another important issue which is being confronted by Pakistani universities is this BPS versus TTS system. And recently we have seen news reports that those teachers who have been on tenure track system, they have moved to the court of law. So how to resolve this issue? Basic pay scale and the TTS experts, professors.
On a lighter note, I always tell my professor in Urdu, yaar ustado, ustadiyan chodo, apna kaam karo. Theek hai na? When we will do these ustadis in Pakistan, so we get these type of result. This TTS system was one of the best system introduced by HEC way back in 2005-06, I think. 7, I believe, yeah.
Exactly.
But what happened? People started tilting them according to their desire or benefit. Every university is autonomous, basically. We created the basic SOP for the TTS approved by Finance Ministry. And the objective was that with the passage of time, this BPS will phase out, because the
BPS will phase out.
Of course, because this was front-loaded scheme where they were front-loaded, giving like BP and BPS. Let's see, grade 18 was around 80 or 100,000
Exactly.
rupees. The TTS was getting 200 plus.
Exactly.
More
Huge
than that.
difference.
Different. There was huge difference. And objective was rightly so, that because the biggest challenge, another challenge which we will be facing in days to come, is it is already knocking at our door, is the pension fund, basically. Unfortunately, we have not given priority to this area, which is going to be yet another challenge for whole nation, basically. So the idea was that phase out this PPS system so that no liability of the pension and the front-loaded amount should be given to people. If they are interested, they can have the private pension fund management, etc., etc. But what happened even today, after spending that much money, resources on TTS, the people today, even more than 70% faculty is still on BPS.
70%.
More than 70%.
Which was supposed to be on TTS.
Which was supposed to be shifted, and it was giving, the direction was giving in 2008, basically by, not 2000, I think 6, 7 somewhere, by Dr. Uttaur Rahman, chairman, giving his letters written to every university that from now onward, no assistant professor or above will be appointed on BPS, rather they should be appointed on TTS, so that shift toward TTS totally and reduce the liability of the government for the future.
True.
But unfortunately, for their benefit, they didn't adopt this thing properly. And people started jumping from one spot to other one.
Exactly.
When they thought that TTS salary is high, they left the BPS, shifted to TTS. When they find out that now we are getting ready to pension, they again shifted back to BPS to get the benefit of pension. So they have destroyed this whole system themselves. And now my belief is, and that is why HEC has already created a national level task force which is working on the this kind of whatever differences there are, what should be the way forward.
True.
And I strongly believe under circumstances, neither BPS nor TTS can work. So we have to get out of it and get another system which should be across the board for everywhere and based acceptable to everyone. And without, it should be again front-loaded, good salary structure, but on private pension, no government liabilities there.
Doctor, one important thing, when we say word university, it's a very quality place or institution of higher learning where not only education is imparted, then the characteristics, moral values and principles and these things are also taught.
Where we can find these things? We have a good shop available in Islamabad.
So my question is that most of the universities are without Vice Chancellor, and Vice Chancellor is a person who provides a vision, leadership, and these all things.
Right.
And over past many months, we have been reading scores of newspaper reports.
Not months, it is years now.
Years now.
Please, I think more than.
What is the issue? Why?
I will tell you.
We don't have Vice Chancellors.
More than 70 universities are without permanent Vice Chancellor.
70 universities?
70.
70?
Yeah, in Pakistan.
It's a big number you are disclosing.
It is the biggest number, I should say. There were some reason that it got delayed, but it is not a normal practice because, we should have...
What is the issue, please?
Issue is, I think, now I realize that I think it is intentional somewhere. Because
intentional somewhere?
Most of the time, I feel that people like darkism, and they could get done things whatever they want. If there is a regular Vice Chancellor, he or she might resist basically.
True.
But after saying things, there were certain issues, I will tell you. Election, caretaking government
had a different priority.
No, not priority. The Election Commission banned that no new appointment at the moment. Let the regular government come.
That is usually an SOP of Election Commission.
But luckily, I was able to get this NOC from them. They quickly issued me the NOC, and I forwarded the NOC to all provincial government, to federal government to process the Vice Chancellor. They did it also in KP, the government, they completed the process. In Sindh also completed. In Punjab, few people went to court and court issued them the stay order.
And got the stay order.
And they were not able to complete the process. Similarly, at federal level, they completed few issues and they were left behind. So these are kind of multiple factor, I should say, but I think this is a bad governance. And we should do this thing before time.
An issue which is connected to this thing, once the Vice Chancellors are appointed, later on, gradually, slowly, it is digged out, investigated that the VC had a plagiarized degree. So we don't have any mechanism before the appointment of Vice Chancellor or the rector of any university to get his documents attested, and particularly the PhD degree.
This is very unfortunate, and thanks to media also. that you create so much awareness that everybody feel that I have the right to say whatever right or wrong. Like most of the time we can see, of course, let's accept it that we do have yellow journalism in Pakistan also. They do character assassination. They do bad reporting about individual without any basis, because we don't have check and balance system. So same thing is true for university system also. Whenever somebody is applying for some top position, and whenever a vice chancellor is completing his or her term, you will start watching those bad things about him or her.
Before that, it never appears.
But it never appeared.
My goodness.
And then again, even a vice chancellor was 3-time vice chancellor. Next time when he's a candidate, again the same story starts. Because people think that this way we can get our chance to be at that position. And by the way, once we did it way back when I was the first time chairman, every day, especially when there was a season of appointment or the promotion, I started getting hundreds of emails against other individuals that they are plagiarized, their paper is plagiarized, this is the proof, bad thing. I said, what is this? This is a bad thing. And I asked, what is the SOP? They said, whoever is found plagiarized, we put their name on the blacklisted, and their picture also that this guy is blacklisted due to plagiarism. I said, good, I got the answer. I made small adjustment in those rules basically. I say from now onward, any person who will put give some blame, false blame to anybody about plagiarism, and if proven guilty that he did it wrongly, that person's picture will also put on blacklist list. And I think I did three pictures put there.
Three pictures you
blacklisted?
put it?
Yes, blacklisted, because they were sending us false kind of wrong information. After that, the number of the complaint reduced from hundreds to 5, 6, 7. That was
my goodness.
So this is the reality, because we are so much going on toward negativity that everybody enjoy these type of things, and people do put all these type of.
It has become a habit.
Basically.
Ultimately, another hot issue.
It is not a reality. It is, or maybe out of 100, 1%, 2%, such cases might exist, but not that the number which we are getting in newspaper or media. This is not wrong, basically, I should say.
Doctors of Foreign Medical Education, recently the issue that appeared in Bishkek. So HEC role was criticized that why HEC didn't caution students from enrolling into some of the fake universities. Shortly, but in a crisp way, tell us, what is the Bishkek story? Do HEC has any mandate or system to caution the students before embarking on foreign journey, paying huge money in dollars?
Thank you, bhai. This issue came to HEC that there are certain illegal institutions which are established there, and mainly by Pakistani also. With
Pakistanis were also involved.
Pakistani were involved there.
I mean, we can say a racket.
Yeah, racket.
Pakistani
Basically,
racket.
they established few medical colleges there, of course, with the help of some local people. And they were doing also offering consultancy here. They were hiring people from here, even second day students, which were not able to get even an admission in Pakistan, first division or second division even. They were taking them there and giving them such type of education, which were not of that quality. When this was informed to us by our ambassador there at that time,
Mr. Hassan
and we immediately we asked the PMDC at PMC at that time, because that was their mandate.
Now there is a commission.
Yeah, and we also put a public alert that this is the ground reality. You should stay away. Talking about blackmailing and these things, recently the news was also this not HEC. I was blamed. That I was given bribe by a deputy foreign minister of, and we were given bribe to allow them, and then I immediately I have to come to the media that it has to do nothing with that. This is just creating a story and getting some false publicity basically. And I have I'm taking them to court also, because this is not acceptable, because you are playing with the misery of other people.
True.
So that is unfortunate, but we always put a lot of advertisement every year in the newspaper, on our website, and telling people, warning, please go before taking admission, get verification whether they are recognized or not recognized, because on PMDC and Engineering Council and other HEC website, we do have the list of those recognized institutions and recognized colleges or whatever. But I don't know why people always go and backdoor policy, basically. I think it might be a cultural effect.
Might be a culture. Viewers, here we'll take a short break. After that, we'll come back and continue our discussion on future of higher education in Pakistan. Stay with us. Welcome back to Program Insight in B News English in Pakistan. We have with us today Dr. Mukhtar Ahmed, Chairman, Higher Education Commission. Dr. Sahab, there are few universities in the world which are known for the best and quality education, where those who graduated from those universities and later on, they are part of the different governments, they are part of different institutions, and their education, their institution is known. And you have also studied in the United States. Why our universities are unable to produce quality graduates with the knowledge?
This is perception, basically.
This is perception.
This is a perception, I should say. In the world also, even if you talk about US, they have very top-notch universities.
Exactly. Where there is no compromise on standards.
There are some good universities. There are some medium universities. There are some bad universities also. Everywhere in the world. And Pakistan is not exception. We have very good public and private universities, good schools. We have some good institutions. We have some mediocre universities, and there are some average, and then there are below average, and there are bad institutions also.
True.
So this is general thing, but it doesn't mean that we don't produce good students. We do produce good institutions, mashallah student. And you will be pleased to note that recently the Time ranking, they have, mashallah, Pakistan universities were highest number in 80 plus universities. They were picked as compared with the rest of the world in SDGs, all those indicators that they are doing pretty good job. So our graduates are also, see in Pakistan in every field, our doctors are best in the world. Go in the West, Europe and America, your Pakistani doctors are there. Our engineers are best in everywhere. Our business schools are also producing good institutions. But because we are so much in negativity mode in Pakistan these days, so everything is bad, including myself. I always say bad things, basically. But in reality is we have good institutions, we have bad institutions. Especially those affiliated colleges which are in thousands. And nobody is looking at their quality. Nobody is looking at their standard. Universities, we are giving them tough time. Federal HEC is always put after their quality and other those, we twist their arm. Then provincial HEC and provincial HEDs, they are also putting a lot of pressure. Then our accreditation council are also bugging them every time just to make sure that our quality is improved. But it will take some time. At the same time, the second aspect is you have huge population. And then it has become, of course, it is also true that education has become industry, whole world, and not Pakistan is not exception again. Our issue is that we must encourage our good business people that they should invest in education. They should come forward because no government in the world can single-handedly handle education requirement, especially higher education. And so particularly when Pakistan, like country Pakistan, where you have the huge young people, number of young people, more than under 50 million young people in Pakistan. True. So we need to have a balanced growth and we need to encourage private sector. But unfortunately, the artis are also entering in this field, which only add the number, how much money we are making every night. So that needs to be discouraged. And it is every government responsibility, provincial, district level, administration, that we need to keep eye on those institutions which are offering. And also parents. Because I think sometimes we also, ourselves, our young people and their family, they look, give money and get the degree.
Give money and get the degree. So time is short. First, tell us, what is your future roadmap for higher education in Pakistan, where you see Pakistan shining, prosperous, recognized globally? Foreign student might be coming to Pakistan.
Inshallah. See, we need to be optimistic and hope and keep our hope alive. If we become serious.
If we become serious in education sector and every aspect, from education institution to top government level and from government to bottom, that yes, we mean business. I think only few months, 6 months to 1 year is required. Change will be
there, inshallah. And we do have potential. We do have everything available. The issue is that we should not take universities as the employment exchange.
Very good.
We should not take it as a money-making business
Institution.
and we should professionally focus on education, and we should work on impact. We should try to create an impact in our society. And I believe me, we have no other choice but to move in that direction.
But to move in that direction. And last but not the least, over last many years, another issue which has rocked Pakistani universities was issues of morality and ethics. Due to that, female students, which are vital and backbone for our development, they have been reluctant to go to the universities. What you as a chairman has taken any action
yes,
to improve the environment?
We have created this harassment. The government has already given us harassment policies. We have also created this policy, improve it, sent to all university. We have harassment committees. We don't create exception. We are very strict on these things. On top of that,
compromise.
No compromise. How can we compromise on the issue? Number two, I think the semester system which we adopted, it is the best in the world. But in local dynamics, I think it is not suitable in Pakistan. We are also working on these things. We will be, inshallah, we will be very soon. Semester system will be there, but we are going to reduce the power of one professor that he or she can she can do anything, and exploitation should be discouraged. And we are working on these things. A committee has been constituted, and slowly we are reviewing all those things, and inshallah we'll come up with a new policy. We should be coming very soon with a modified semester system in Pakistan.
Modified semester system.
Adaptable to Pakistan, like if you get some Western chain here for food, if you take that food from that region, nobody can eat it. In Pakistan, they put little masala, marche there, and then you can have adaptability and it can work in Pakistan. So in semester system, we also need to do some garnishing and these type of things.
Thank you so much indeed, Dr. Mukhtar Ahmed Saab. Dear viewers, he has said that education is the future of Pakistan. Education is integral and imperative for human development, and there will be no compromise on that. And he has given a big news that the semester system will remain there, but there will be a modified structure of the semester system in order to make some improvements, in order to make a better and conducive environment within the universities so that male and female students can study without any fear, without any harassment, anything like that. Thank you so much. Do give us your feedback. Till our next program. Allah Hafiz and goodbye from our studios.